party.
How come they let all the other guests go home?
They asked me to stay, did they ask you to stay? It's not fair.
What is the meaning of this?
Ever walked to a spider web? In an old house like this, you can walk into a vast, intricate web without even knowing it. Till it's too late. But what happens when prey turns on the predator? Who will get eaten alive? Maybe it's you! Because this web is your own web of secrets and lies. I'm Casey Neptune, and I'm going to untangle this thread strand by strand, because that's what I do.
I'm sorry, what do you do?
He's a spider exterminator, I think?
Well, the spider problem around this old mansion is pretty bad.
Yeah, but the owner of this place has just died. This is completely inappropriate.
Well, it's appropriate if you died from being murdered! Because I'm an exterminator of pride. Casey Neptune, private eye.
Wait, did you just say he was murdered?
Oh, right, should have started with that. Eccentric billionaire J. Leslie Arlington was found dead moments before his 75th birthday was to begin. All of you are suspects, and I'm a very famous detective. I'll answer all your questions, don't worry. I first made a name for myself solving the case of the jade binoculars.
I don't want to go to jail. I did not kill him.
I, Detective Casey Neptune, will be the judge of that. Now let's start from the beginning. I was called in a few hours ago when Mr. Arlington was found dead in his study just before his birthday was to begin. I was led in by Warwick, Mr. Arlington's trusty butler.
Wait a minute. How do we know he's trusty? Why isn't he a suspect?
Yeah, haven't you ever heard of the butler did it?
I always thought it suspicious that Warwick was always so, how do you say, you know.
Well, Warwick has an alibi for the time in question.
I would refer you to the nearby karaoke establishment where several of my admirers reported my rather saucy performance of Fergalicious that evening. I have the video. We can all watch it together.
That won't be necessary, Warwick. Thank you, though.
I have the backing tracks in the car. I can sing it again now, for proof.
Leave them wanting more, Warwick.
The point, however, is that Warwick has an alibi for the time of the murder, and none of you have done the same! According to the police files, everyone who was invited to the party or working in-house has given us an alibi, except for the people in this room. Does anybody have anything they want to say now? About where you were earlier today? Any alibis? No? Well, more fun for me. I'd be a little sad if someone just confessed right off the bat. Warwick, my files. Let's see who we have here. Clyde Bartlett, the elusive groundskeeper.
I'm not elusive. I'm a regular groundskeeper.
But yet, you say it so elusively.
No, I didn't. I'm extremely normal and humble, and that's definitely my real identity.
That's the stuff. Love it. You're my favorite.
No, I'm not, and I have nothing to say, and nothing to hide, and no alibi.
Clyde, you're the best. I can't wait to get to the bottom of your whole deal, but just to be fair, let's keep going. Davina Arlington, sister of the late Mr. J. Leslie.
And winner of Best Supporting Actress in a Community Theater Production 2013. And not a murderer.
V.A., you wish to keep your silence about where you were earlier today?
I, unfortunately, will have to take a rain check at this time.
Perhaps we can convince you to catch it later.
I look forward to it, Detective.
Quinn! Mr. Arlington was your great uncle?
The one time I'd avoid this whole side of the family, I end up a suspect suspect for murder.
So then why get close now?
I got greedy. I thought to myself, how about I put on a nice outfit and go to my great uncle's fancy birthday party and eat little appetizers on trays around other adults for a change. Hubris, detective. My crime was hubris.
So what about murder? Do you have an alibi?
I really rather not say.
Then perhaps from hubris, you branch to something more sinister. Frank! You're the head chef of the Arlington Mansion.
It's pronounced frog.
It says you're from New Jersey, but okay, Frank. And I assume you're preparing food for the party, were you not?
I were not. I mean, I was not. You twist my words.
Then let me ask as plainly as I can. Do you have an alibi?
Not one that I am comfortable sharing at this time.
Looks like you don't need help with the word twisting, my friend. Professor Vivian Strait, one of Arlington's most harshest critics.
I never wanted him dead. Half my career is writing about how terrible he is. Now all I do for my material.
Yet he invited you to his birthday.
I'm covering it as a reporter for the Intellectual Review, so all my readers can make fun of all the materials in the comments.
Wait, yet you don't have an alibi for today?
Not exactly.
I give this whole story 2 stars at most. Interesting. No one in the entire Rogues Gallery is willing to give an alibi to clear your name? No? Well, more fun for me. All right, let's go back around again.
Might I venture a suggestion, Detective? Perhaps we should question each of Mr. Arlington's guests in private. Some may be more willing to tell the truth if they may do so discreetly.
Not a bad idea, Warwick.
Thank you, Detective. Discretion is the key to buffering.
Did you learn that doing your discreet karaoke?
I must let loose sometimes, must I not?
Warwick, show these people somewhere where they can sit down and look at each other suspiciously as tension rises.
Of course, Detective. Come on. Perhaps we should start with Clyde. I've known from our work together at the mansion.
Yes, bring him in. If it isn't Clyde Bartlett, the elusive groundskeeper, or should I say Victor the Goose Trembleton, or should I say Quick Fingers Rockefeller, or should I say Bob? No, that one doesn't have a last name.
I kind of ran out of steam on aliases after a while.
You have a secret identity? How could you?
I'm sorry.
We were friendly work acquaintances.
Never meant to hurt you. Sorry, Warwick. I never meant to hurt you.
All those times I asked about your weekend and you said fine. You could have been telling me your fascinating secret.
I was trying to seem extra boring so you wouldn't notice I'm one of the most wanted professional thieves in the world.
We could have had small talk, and you threw that all away. You disgust me.
I, Detective Casey Neptune, just use psychology for you to confess that you're a professional thief.
No, it feels good to get off my chest, actually.
Don't feel bad. You're the best in your business, and I'm the best in mine.
But pardon me, why would he kill J. Leslie Arlington?
I didn't. I work clean. A lot of hand sanitizer and no murders. That's my motto.
So then, do you have an alibi for today?
You know, I could tell you, but I also couldn't, so.
Well, I suppose you won't mind having your sterling criminal reputation tarnished by murder.
Maybe murder would be better than my reputation than this, but I'll tell you how it all started. That barely made a sound. How did you...
The wind.
The what?
I've been sitting here for 20 minutes. My ears have become accustomed to the sound of the southwest or westerly breeze and the trees behind me. Your presence disturbed that noise.
You could really hear all that?
Yes. And also, you had a box of M&Ms in your pocket. I could hear them rattling from a mile away.
Aha! So you're not so smart after all. They're not M&Ms, they're Reese's Pieces. So who's a smart one now?
It's time to go.
Yes. Did you bring everything?
Yes.
Rope?
Yes.
Night vision goggles?
Yes.
Wire cutters?
Yes. I got it. I got it all. It's all there. It's always all there because I'm a professional, because I'm never late, and I'm always prepared, because when you are stealing from one of the richest men in the entire world, you have to be perfect.
Okay, I get it, and I appreciate it.
Good. So can we go?
Yes, and to be clear, we are not late.
We said we would meet.
I know what we said, but last night I figured out a way to reroute the security system from the main house to the guest quarters. This system will still be operational, but for the wrong building, which says it's 20 minutes it would have taken me to disable the system completely. So actually, we're right on time.
You really are brilliant.
Thank you. I'll have my candy now.
You just had candy.
Don't start. You know my brilliance comes with a price. I cannot pull off a job of this caliber without my precious sweets coursing through my veins.
Fine. Here.
What is this?
Your precious sweets?
You're joking, right?
No, just eat your candy or we really will be late.
These are good and plenties.
So?
So? Good and plenties are not precious sweets. They are the devil's delights. The candy of the joyless.
What are you talking about?
If Mussolini had a sugar tooth, he'd eat good and plenties. If Jack the Ripper needed a sugar kick, he'd eat good and plenties. People who talk in movie theaters. People who hit reply all. People who try to stuff oversized luggage in overhead bins. People who cut in line. All of them have one thing in common. They eat good and plenties.
So I take it you don't like good and plenties.
No, Bonnie, I do not.
It's all they had.
What do you mean it's all they had? What kind of terrible store would only have good and plenties?
It was just a store. I think it was closing down and it was sort of picked over. It was either this or Werther's Original.
You had the choice between the worst candy in the world and creamy, delicious Werther's Originals, and you chose these.
Eat your candy.
I will not.
You're being ridiculous. P.S. You've definitely talked in movie theaters before.
During the trailers. It's acceptable to talk during the trailers. And you like my witty comments.
Eat the candy or don't. We have a job to do. We have to go.
I have to find a
We do
store.
not have time for that.
You're right. Do you have anything else? Breakfast?
No, you're just gonna have to suck it up.
I can't. We'll have to do another night.
You know that's not possible. Everything is planned for tonight. They're going to move those jewels into his vault any day now. It's now or never.
So what do we do?
Hey, what about...
You don't mean...
I'll distract your mother. You take the candy.
But he's already eating it.
It's still candy, isn't it?
What if the kid cries?
Give the kid something to distract it.
Like what?
Like anything. Everything is new to a kid that age. Give him a shiny coin, a buck, a button. It doesn't matter.
I don't know how I feel about taking candy from a baby.
It's this or nothing.
Okay, let's do it.
I cannot believe I'm doing this.
It was your idea.
It's your stupid candy obsession.
Don't start. You know I did not become the world's greatest thief by not eating candy.
No, you got to be the world's greatest thief because of me.
Go. I'll sneak up from behind.
Excuse me, sir. I was wondering if you could help me out. See, the thing is, I'm not from around here. I was visiting my great aunt Gladys, and, well, her apartment's a bit dank, so I decided to come out here and tomatoes. Can't have those, they'll break out in hives. And no shellfish or even shellless fish. Basically, nothing from the sea. Except for like the seaweed that they put in sushi, but again, no fish. So it has to be fishless sushi. I've tried some vegetarian options and I didn't really like it. No dairy, and no sugar, because I believe eating sugar is basically like eating death. And about meat, I actually quite like meat, but it has to be raised responsibly within 25 miles of here. And so if there's anything that you would recommend, that would be really great.
Give me that.
Give me that sweet, precious recommendation.
I need it.
I need it, or we'll be able to steal
Jewel.
my way back to my great Aunt Gladys. Oh, what does it matter? You're not paying attention anyways.
Don't go too far. Oh, I am sorry. I didn't see you there.
It's okay.
You see, I'm finishing up a research paper on the negative effects of candy on their society. And my wife, when she was still alive, started this groundbreaking work. And sometimes I get a little too caught up in finishing her legacy.
It's okay.
You see, I'm here with my son Cornelius. We're about to go get something to eat. Would you care to join us?
I'd love to.
Come along, Cornelius! Oh, don't worry. It's not actually candy. It's a specially formulated nutritional supplement that I developed just so the recipes for millions so rich. Shall we?
Wait, Bonnie, where are you going? Stupid kid. Hey, that's...
Mine!
So you see, I couldn't have committed the murder.
Because you were busy attempting theft of a confection from a minor?
It's the attempted that's really embarrassing. Please don't tell anyone I was bested by a child.
You did seem to wipe the floor with you, sir.
You tell anyone about this, and my reputation will be for rats.
Your situation is out of control, Clyde. First you hit rock bottom, then you get a jackhammer and kept going. But, fact remains, I'm gonna kill J. Leslie Arlington.
How about this? You promise not to tell anyone what happened today, and I'll let you in on a little secret on what Arlington was doing in the last days of his life.
I'll bite. I'm a loose cannon who don't play by the rules.
I also agree, since I feel slightly sorry for you.
So, the day before the party, Arlington told me he was on to my secret. I was ready to make a run for it, but then he invited me to the Arlington Crime Syndicate, or as he called it, the family.
Wait. Back up. There's an Arlington crime family?
And I wasn't invited?
He said he was starting one up at his birthday. I guess he was just going to do a normal, shady billionaire crime with hedge funds and lobbyists, but it looks like he was branching out and he was recruited.
And what did you say?
I said I'd think about it. So look, detective, now you have it all.
Really? We could have been having such better small talk.
How about this, boy? I'll buy you lunch next week if I'm not in jail.
It's a deal.
Thank you, Clyde. This has been very illuminating. All right, Warwick, let's take a look at another suspect.
Miss Davina Arlington has been rather hovering around the door out there.
I am certainly not hovering. I am preparing for my entrance.
Well, here's your cue to come sit down.
All right, Copper, I'm a dame with nothing to lose, and that's just what I'll give you. Nothing 6 ways to Sunday.
I'm sorry, what?
I auditioned for a Law and Order once in my youth. It seemed like just the sort of thing for the occasion.
Was it an episode of Law and Order from the
I know you wouldn't ask a lady her age.
I don't need your life story. I just need to know where you were earlier today.
I was on stage, detective.
Well, that's a good alibi. What theater?
All the world's a stage to me.
That's less good.
Now, madam, I know from your many riveting tales of community theater that you must have quite the story to tell.
Oh, me, a fascinating spinner of stories. I simply couldn't.
When you regale me with the plot of your unauthorized one-woman prequel to Starlight Express.
Starlight Local! Now that all started with something Sir Lloyd Webber once said to me on the Riviera.
Precisely that story. I had hardly noticed that 3.5 hours had passed.
Oh, shall I do it for Detective Neptune?
No! No. I'm unfortunately very busy solving a case, so...
We were thinking that maybe you could tell the story of your alibi. Unless you don't think that the detective and myself would be hanging on every word.
Ha! I could hold the two of you spellbound without so much as breaking a sweat.
I'd be ever so grateful if you'd showed us.
All right then, it begins with revenge. This is it. This door.
How do you know?
An artist's intuition.
You got lost on the drive here, Mom.
That was the GPS, not my intuition.
Walked. What do we do?
Freeze!
Listen up, y'all.
Estelle?
Oh, she's been cleaning this house, and Jay, Leslie, and I were in diapers. And that old bat has always had eyes in the back of her head. Did I ever tell you about the time?
Let's get this over with. We'll do story time later.
All right.
This stupid pin isn't working.
Oh, okay. Try this.
Am I picking a lock or writing a letter to Harry Potter?
You know, soon enough, you'll go off to college and think back fondly on our misadventures.
No more mother-daughter felonies?
You'll miss them when I'm dead and gone.
Mom!
Let me try that, dear heart.
Can you please hurry? I'm going to bomb my midterms if I don't study.
Study? Midterm? Your uncle just bulldozed our home, and you're worried about pre-calculus?
The Arlington Community Theater is not our home.
Balderdash! Balderdash. The stage is my home, Patricia. The Arlington Community Theater. That's my home. The Arlington Community Players, they're my family.
I'm your family, and I'm telling you to focus.
My great-grandmother built that theater with just her bare hands, and Jay Leslie just thinks he can knock it down right before we open Seussical Jr.? It's a grave injustice, and I, for one, creak. Eureka! And now we find Rosebloom,
What's that again?
my brother's most prized possession. A sentimental reminder of his lost youth, a time when greed had not yet calcified his heart. It's an antique. It's an heirloom. It's
a sled? Mom, come on. What's the point of stealing a sled?
the point is revenge.
What do we do?
Run, Patricia! Run!
Not so fast, Amina.
Who are you?
Who am I? Who am I?
Yeah, who are you?
I'm Jay Leslie's most valued and trusted intern.
Most valued and trusted in.
Better a thief. No, I'm sorry. My words got twisted there. I'm busy brushing my teeth. Excuse me. It's better an intern than a thief, Patricia.
That's Patricia.
How do you know our names?
Jay Leslie warned us about you two in an intern orientation.
Listen here, good sir. I don't care what you learned during intern orientation, but that man just bulldozed the most important cultural institution in this town.
That junkie theater? Does anyone even go there?
I'll have you know, our production of Nonsense 2 broke box office records. How dare you!
Do you know why he bulldozed it?
He's never appreciated the arts. You know that. He said he didn't get my bold reimagining of the misunderstood masterpiece, Cats.
Mom, nobody understood that. You released feral street cats into the audience during the curtain call.
That's called art, dear heart. It's not art if nobody's taking a risk.
Of catching rabies.
Who are you calling?
Little League Police.
Jared,
Please don't
no!
do that. Listen, we know you're just doing your job, but Jay Leslie is our family, and I'm sure you understand how complicated family can get.
Breaking into a billionaire's house is pretty cut and dry.
That man is my brother, and I know him better than you ever could. When Jay Leslie was just 8 years old, our parents gave us this sled for Christmas. Both of us, to share. All day, Jay Leslie insisted that I pull him up the hill on this sled. I did, only to watch him sled down on his own. All day, I drug him up the hill, only to watch him sled down on his own, little second grade, this pumping in the cold winter air. Finally, I begged him just to let me have a turn, and he said, "Sure, Davina." Just as I stepped onto Rosewood, he kicked the sled out from under me, causing me to fall to the ground, cutting my lip in the process. There's still a scar, Jared, and that is why I never got work as a screen actress. It was just too unsightly for close-ups. My scar meant I had a face for the stage.
Okay.
Davina, that's not fraud. Davina, that's not true. Jared, hang up the phone. I'll take this from here. Jared, what did I tell you about the housemaster's teeth? This is the third time this month.
You're brushing his teeth by choice? Ew, Jared.
I'm trying to go the extra mile to get the promotion. It's right around the corner. I can feel it.
Honey, I've been an intern since 1959.
Are you kidding me?
Master Arlington's crap. Old lady mixes up her words. Master Arlington doesn't do promotions. Now, give Davina and I a moment to catch up, will you? Here. Take this.
What is this?
It's a key to Jay Leslie's teeth closet. It's on the 6th floor, row after row of dentures. Go nuts.
I'll only went to Vassar and stuff.
That's nice, dear. Is that you? I haven't seen you since you were a teenager, I suppose. When you moved out of Arlington Manor and did that program, what was it again? I left for Poughkeepsie Players. They hired me to portray the titular role of the Wind and the Willows.
Were you the wind or the willows?
Exactly. Besides Patricia, it's pronounced Patricia. Estelle, what did you mean my Rosewood story wasn't true? Well, that did happen. But Jane Leslie didn't push you down. You pushed him. What? What are you talking about? What are these teeth marks in the corner? Those are his. Moments later, you tripped over your feather quill, splitting your lip in the process. That's how I got this scar? Yes, Davina. Listen, I know growing up with Jay Leslie was hard. He was stingy and rude and took things that weren't his all the time, just like he took your theater away. But that day, in the snow, you pushed him. Frankly, he had it coming. Why, you're telling me that these hands, the hands of an artist, pushed my own brother down Mount Crumpet? crime. Oh, Patricia, have I remembered this all wrong? How dare I throw you into harm's way for something so foolish?
To be fair, you've thrown me into harm's way for much less than this. Never mind.
Shall we not? Am I the villain of my own story?
Mom, the sled, the sibling rivalry, you're just overwhelmed. That theater meant a lot to you.
Indeed it did.
But that theater wasn't that junky old building. It was you, your ideas, your performances. Your brother can't take that away from you.
Oh, Patricia, when did you get so clever?
During years of mother-daughter felonies.
Come on, let's go home. I heard you were gonna bomb that midterm.
Mom!
That's quite a story.
So you see, detective, my real crime was caring too much.
And breaking and entering.
That too. But more to the point, it was not murdering my poor brother J. Leslie Arlington.
My only comment is that I found the Butler character charming, charismatic, and good-looking.
Okay.
You see, I couldn't have given an alibi without also revealing my crime, and thus incriminate my darling Patricia. And I hear the lighting is terrible in prison.
My word, I can't stop thinking about that butler. Do I love theater? Am I a theater lover now? Do I wear one of those shirts with a Phantom of the Opera mask on it?
Please don't. Boy, Davina, I think we can do this between us.
Like an actor's secret?
Or a regular secret. That is, you can tell us the last time you spoke with your brother.
Oh, I am only too happy to disclose. For when it was with great gnashing of teeth and rending of garments, when I begged my brother not to close the theater where I built my life, he told me I should stop wasting my time on the realm of the imagined.
Abandon the magic of theater? Impossible.
And let's instead think about joining the family. I said, I'm your sister and thus already a member of the family, you fool. He clarified he meant his crime family. He would not speak more to me about my theater after that.
Thank you, Miss Arlington.
Tell me when you know when your next season's going to take place. I'll buy a season subscription.
Your secret's safe with us. You may take a bow, Miss Arlington. Don't go far. Right. Who do you have next, Warwick? I'm interested by this Quinn character. Seems normal. Suspiciously normal.
Still Walters often run deep, detective. Quinn, the grandniece of the late Mr. Arlington.
So, here we are.
Yes, we are here.
So they say, or do they?
Are you going to ask her about your alibi, or...
Oh, come on! Warwick, I was doing a tactic.
It was working. I'm very scared.
What was your relationship like with your Uncle J. Leslie Arlington?
We didn't really have a lot in common. Last time we talked, he asked me what my kid wanted for Christmas, and I said, I don't know. He said, I'll buy her a congressman. Everyone likes those.
And that made you uncomfortable?
I mean, first of all, where would I even put him? I think Uncle Leslie, he's just a little bit, a little bit
Evil?
It feels wrong to say now that he's dead and all, but I suppose he sort of was. But I'm no angel either.
Wouldn't you prefer to just get it over with and tell us your dark secrets?
I can't say. The thing that I've done, it's very upsetting.
More upsetting than murder.
Some might say it is murder. Listen, I promised my daughter an amazing sword birthday party with lightsabers and blue milk and most importantly, a Chewbacca. A real 7-foot hairy Chewbacca. How is it possible that one's not coming? Is there no way to get a replacement?
Siri, find me the TV guide for next Dodgers game. In my time zone. And also, where are my socks? Nice ones, not the sweat socks everyone wants me to wear.
Dad, you can't just ramble at Siri nonstop. You have to ask a succinct question.
I know how to ask questions. She's the problem, not me. You told me this thing was smart.
What is in your hand?
I don't know. I just found it on the kitchen counter.
I'm gonna have to call you back. Uh-huh. Are you sure that isn't ice cream?
No, honestly, I don't know what it is. I think it just squeaked at me, so...
I'm so tired of this. I know you're impatient little game. Every time he buys you an ice cream sandwich, he sneaks into the house in a brown paper bag just like that one.
Well, that's because Peyton loves me and you're mean.
No, I'm trying to keep you alive. Your last checkup was terrible. Go put that ice cream back in the freezer. Now.
Siri, find me a lawyer. I'd like to sue my daughter and have her put in jail.
First, get your insulin levels down. Then we can talk about suing me.
When the stormtroopers came in, and they were like, stop right there! But she wouldn't stop right there!
I know, honey. We both saw the movie, remember?
Yeah, but... And then they were like, yee!
I do, I really do. But you have to go upstairs and get changed because in less than 30 minutes...
I'm gonna have a Star Wars birthday party! I'm gonna eat cake! And then I'm finally gonna get a hamster! Ow!
Remember, don't give me my hamster.
Honey, no Jedi choking your parents. We talked about this. It's not funny. I mean, it's kind of funny. Ow, why'd you hit me?
Is that an ice cream sandwich?
Yeah?
For my dad?
Yeah?
He can't have these, so stop trying to sneak them in him. I just caught him trying to take one downstairs that I assume you bought for him, so...
No, this is the only one I bought for him today.
Then how do you already have one in his hand that he got from the kitchen? Just please help me here. This day's gonna be stressful enough already, and I've already screwed it up.
Quinn, I swear, this was the first ice cream sandwich I bought for... what are you doing in this chair?
Chewbacca's not coming.
Oh, well...
The stupid... We promised her, Peyton. She did her homework and took out the trash and cleaned her room for 6 months. And we promised her that if she did that, we'd throw her the best Star Wars birthday party with a real Chewbacca. And now he's not coming, so what do we do? And don't tell me I'm being overdramatic. This is very important to her.
I just sat through 2.5 hours of the latest Star Wars movie, so I can confirm that yes, Star Wars is very important to her. But there's something she'll want even more.
The hamster.
The hamster.
And you got it?
Of course I got it. I smuggled it into the kitchen in a brown paper bag. I kept it to hide it, didn't you?
I'm ready.
Just go get it now. We'll give it to her and tell her Chewbacca's not coming, so it'll soften the blow. Go! Honey, please, sit. I have something I need to tell you.
Never, you rebel scum! Now die! Die!
Stop it. You can't be Palpatine. He's evil. You're Rey.
You say evil, but I say powerful.
Stop it! Please. It's disturbing. Now, please, sit. We have something we need to tell you.
Honey, the thing we talked about, it's not there.
What do you mean it's not there? You said you put it on the kitchen table.
I did, but now it's not there.
Why can't you ever find anything? You tell Rose everything and I'll find it.
And they don't always turn out the way you expected, so you just have to go with what life gives you. No. Why would you say that?
Jesus, Peyton, it was right on the kitchen table. What's going on?
What? No, I was trying to explain to her that Chewbacca's not coming and...
We're not getting a divorce. I'm not sure why your father would tell you that, but trust me, we're not. But the second part is true. Chewbacca's not coming, which we feel really, really bad about. But we hope this cuddly little friend will make you feel better.
A hamster? You finally got me an ice cream sandwich?
No, you said it was in a brown paper bag.
It was. I was trying to explain to you. I don't know where it is.
Oh my God.
I texted to hide it. Didn't you?
No.
And you didn't see anyone else touch it. Rose or Grandpa.
No. Oh no.
What?
Rose, go to your room.
What?
Just go to your room. You can act like Palpatine or whoever else you want tonight. Just go to your room.
Palpatine? Really? You all die at my feet, you mere mortals!
Honey.
Peyton, I'm gonna need you to go into the kitchen and open the freezer and tell me you see the hamster.
Why would I see the hamster in the freezer?
Because I think my dad may have put it there.
Wait, why?
Because I told him to. Because I thought you were trying to bring him ice cream again, so I told him to put it back in the freezer. But now I'm thinking it might have actually been full of ice cream. If it is, I need to go get it because dead animals, even thinking about them, they...
Oh, okay.
Is that it?
Uh-huh.
And it's...
Frozen. And very dead. And
Stop! Just stop! I really, really don't want to throw up right now. Shut up! And give me a minute. The box. We'll give her the box.
the Tiffany jewelry box?
My great uncle Arlington gave it to me. It's worth over $1,000.
Right, but she's 6. I don't think she's gonna.
We'll give her the box and we'll tell her it's a placeholder for the hamster. That's the plan. Unless you have a better one,
I don't.
then help me find some goddamn wrapping paper.
Cat playing piano.
Always telling me what to do. I fought in 2 damn wars, and now they're treating me like a child. If I want my ice cream, I'll have my damn... What?
Oh no.
Just put pressure on it and it'll stop.
Gotta find a shovel.
Jesus, Peyton, you put yourself in a pair of Rose's scissors. You do not need to go to the emergency room.
Right, but I still can't look at it. You know I fantasized blood.
Yes, I remember the wedding cake incident.
You know what? I didn't give you a hard time about your animal gagging thing. You could be a little more supportive about my...
Fine. You're right. I'm sorry. Just please don't faint. Just stand back while I wrap this. Rose, we're ready for you to come down now.
Okay.
We'll all die! My feet, you mere mortals.
Yes. Very good, sweetie. You killed us. Now please, sit. We have your present. Wait. Before you open it, nothing today has turned We love him.
I hear something in the box!
You do? Wait!
All I wanted was my ice cream! Why wouldn't you give me my damn ice cream?
It's good. Blood.
So you see why I couldn't tell you? Because in a way, I am a murderer! A hamster murderer!
Don't get me wrong, I love accusing people of murder. But I think you're being a little hard on yourself here.
A murderer of hamsters! That's what'll sound like Tombstone Detective!
It's hamster slaughter, Ghost.
Wait. What's that?
Like manslaughter, but for hamsters.
There's no intent. No jury would actually convict you.
And if I may also point out, she didn't do it alone.
So, accessory to the hamster slaughter Ghost. But certainly couldn't have killed J. Leslie Arlington.
Really? Wow. Thanks. I really appreciate that.
And if I may venture to say, madam, perhaps it will be a useful learning experience to a young person who has perhaps only been seeing the benefits of the dark side.
It does seem like she's pretty much over it. Peyton took her to a child psychiatrist, and apparently she liked it because they had Legos.
The resilience of the young.
But, Detective, do you think you could keep this to yourself? You have no idea how judgmental other parents can be. They're going to think I'm a monster.
I think we can do that, but tell us why you weren't very close with your great uncle.
Okay, well, I guess I won't do any harm now that he's dead, but he wouldn't leave me alone about joining the Arlington crime family. I've seen The Goodfellas and The Godfather and all those movies, and it never really seems to work out well. But I got this invitation to his birthday, and I thought, well, it can't go worse than Rose's birthday party. And now look at me. I'm implicated in a murder. This is why I always have work stuff around Thanksgiving.
Well, I guess I have some things to give of my own. To you. I hope we don't keep you waiting much longer.
Chef Rock, master chef of the Arlington estate and maker of the finest meal I have ever eaten.
Warwick, I told you, it is incredibly easy to cut up hot dogs and put them in your mac and cheese yourself.
But it tastes better when you make it.
Oh, you simple soul.
Well, I hope you have a simple explanation about where you were earlier this evening.
I was out.
Out.
And about, both really, as in, where were you? Oh, I was out and about.
Seem a little jumpy, Franck.
Me? Jumpy? No! I am as cool as a cucumber that has been soaked in a brine and served with a sandwich.
Isn't that a pickle?
I'm a chef detective. I know what a pickle is. But have you considered what a pickle isn't?
You're stalling, Franck. Come on.
You know who loves stalls? It's horses. They also love cats. So I made some of the porta potties a nice cat production with a light cream garnish for lunch yesterday.
There's a lot of bubbling under your lid, Franck. But what exactly was on your menu earlier today?
Pork chops?
I was thinking more of a honey glazed murder.
Enough! It was not murder. But what happened wasn't exactly kosher either.
You better hope your story passes the FDA inspection.
Mailed!
lunch. You know how he is.
Yes, no triangles, crust only. Never mind that. Is this the case?
Of course it is. Calm down. Why are you speaking in a German accent?
It's not German, it's French.
It sounds German, Frank.
It's French. And call me Franck in disguise. They must not figure out who we are.
Not much in disguise. We're just as chefs.
You are dressed as a chef. I am dressed as a French chef.
It's what you wear every day.
It's French. You need an accent.
I'm not doing an accent.
Is it in here?
I still don't understand why you put it in a lunchbox.
Because Lou said to.
When are we meeting him?
Any minute now. Oh, I need to see her.
Her?
Oh, c'est magnifique.
Stop that.
We are going to be very rich.
Keep it up and we'll be very arrested. I still don't understand why you'd bring a fish down here to the docks.
He's got an alibi to avoid suspicion. We buy fish down here all the time. If Arlington was to search for the gems, he would be too stupid to search a fish.
I get that part, but why would you bring a fish down here, away from the kitchen and down to the market? We don't sell fish, we buy fish. So why would anyone with half a brain, not be confused as to why we're bringing the fish down here?
Simple. It's an extra fish. Arlington overordered. We're bringing it back.
Frank, please don't screw this up. I'm not like you. I'm a chef, not a thief. This con job is it for me, and then I'm off to start my own restaurant with my share of the money and forget this ever happened.
I was once like you. Overcautious, overreacting, under duress. Believe it or not, I was one of Arlington's most loyal servants. Until one day I saw him spit out a piece of my filet mignon into a $100 bill. And I said to myself, what kind of person does that? Such a beautifully cooked steak. And who uses a $100 bill as a napkin? The answer is a man without taste. A man that is not deserving of my loyalty, respect, or time. From then on, I have been looking out for number one, me. So you say, oh, I'm not a thief, I'm not meant for this. No, you and me, both made for this. Vive la revolution!
Please calm down.
I am as good as can be.
You Frank Doughboy?
Flanc du bois.
What? It's French.
I'm French.
Why?
Why? Why am I French?
Because he was born that way.
Precisely.
You didn't sound French on the phone.
Yeah, well, you sounded a lot more macho. Besides, I was sick that day. I had the flu, the French flu. Anyway, I'm Franck and Mrs. Sue and everything is going according to plan.
So those aren't our real names.
They're not? No, of course not. It would be foolish to use our real names. We are not idiots. Just like your real name is not Lou.
No, it is.
Oh, well, at least you are also in disguise.
What disguise?
You're dressed as parrot.
Disguise? Frank, it's just the fluffy shirt and the hook and the eye patch and everything. You're just missing the parrot.
I lost my hand and eye in a boating accident. It would have been a terrible day if I hadn't saved that seal pup.
Oh, how brave.
You don't like my shirt?
No, we do. Silk is silky, I'm sure.
Enough. You got fish?
You want the money?
Give her the case.
She should give me the case.
Do it at the same time.
Give it to me.
Okay, guys. It's not that hard. Just hang it on her hook. Oh my God.
So sorry. Can you just give it to me? Oh, that's okay.
Okay, just,
Oh my God.
take it.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Thank you. Have a nice life, you weirdos.
Oh, Martha.
Can you stop doing that accent now?
Yeah, okay.
Frank?
Yeah, Sue.
We did it. We're rich.
We finally did. Can't believe we pulled it off.
I'm gonna quit. Can I quit?
We can both quit.
Fine, then I quit.
Oh,
Finally, I'll never have to work for some bumbling moron ever again.
what?
What? Nothing.
Anyway, you want to count this?
I would love to.
Alrighty.
Frank?
Is it a glorious sight?
Not exactly. same fish, it's a haddock.
Hold on. We gave her a case with fish in it and gems. She gave us another case with a different fish in it, a haddock. It's the oldest trick in the book. We've been swindled.
I believe you successfully summarized the events. I should never trust a pirate.
Good rule of thumb. At least we know for next time.
Frank,
Yeah, Sue.
think I can have my job back?
Grab the haddock. At least we know what's for dinner.
So your alibi is a botched jewel theft.
Well, I would argue that the theft was very successful. It was more the sale that was unsuccessful, very successful theft. But you see, I couldn't have committed murder.
Because you were busy stealing diamonds. Oh, that's an alibi.
In a way, didn't I sort of not steal the diamonds because in the end the tables were turned and I did not make any money off of them?
No, that's not how any of this works at all.
No, I'm bloody sure it is because if I take something and then don't make any money off of it, that's double indemnity.
No, that's not what double indemnity is.
What does it matter? Quite honestly, Frank, I'm hurt that you both a diamond heist and not even invite me.
Warwick, this guy's in huge trouble and it didn't even work.
I just like to be included.
Warwick, I'm so sorry. It's just, you are so good at karaoke, and you have so many people's respect, and you have such a bright future. I didn't think you needed this.
Well, I suppose understandable. You have conducted yourself in a manner unworthy of your mac and cheese. However, I accept your apology.
Still friends?
Of course, you magnificent animal. Do you need a character witness for your trial?
They can have plans, double indemnity.
No, it isn't!
But maybe we can keep this under wraps if you can let me know what Arlington was up to leading up to the day of his murder.
We had a very interesting conversation the other night when he came downstairs for a midnight snack. I was still in the kitchen preparing breakfast for the next day, and it went something along the lines of this.
Frank, you're hiding something.
And I said, well, actually, that's some muffins and silverware underneath my head. That would be unsanitary. And he said, what? And I said, nothing.
I feel like I'm watching tennis here.
And then he said,
So Frank, I was thinking of cooking up a criminal organization of sorts, and I was thinking maybe you could be a key ingredient.
and I said, I don't understand you. I'm French. And he said,
Sure you are, Frank. Keep those knives sharp.
it was very, very strange.
Thank you, Frank. Please join the others. I have a feeling it won't be long until things boil over.
Professor Vivian Strict, scholar and prominent anti-ology critic.
Let me show my credentials. So we there's a quickie detective. All of my publications and my many degrees show that I'm not some kind of criminal.
The only degrees I'm interested in is murder of the first and second.
A detective, I'm a scholar, not a killer. Diplomas on my walls, jackets with elbow patches on them.
In a long-standing feud with one J. Leslie Arlington.
But detective, I have reasons for wanting him alive. Most of my intellectual pursuits are not very commercial, but everyone likes when I write about super stereos.
Ooh, like that one section in the Times magazine about how Arlington gets his blood replaced before he goes on hunting trips to throw the elephants off his scent.
Oh, Warwick, I know you read my work.
I know lots of people sending me to ask about that one. Same about the one about how each of his cats have their own boat.
Oh, wait, I remember that one.
Let me tell you, cleaning them up after a voyage is no picnic.
Or, it said in that same article, he would invite whoever won a Grammy that year and make them fight him with a sword.
Is that real?
Warwick, you live here.
I don't see everything. It's really not that big a jump.
You see, detective, on that physics head, I read up, I despise J. Leslie Arlington. I despise him pays my bills. So therefore, I didn't kill him.
Then I have one question for you, Professor Strict. Why won't you simply just give us your alibi? What exactly were you doing earlier today?
I can't. I just can't. It would ruin everything. You know, Silas, I could have once said, it's
I'm giving this whole story right now a B-, but you can make that an A.
all right. I'll give you my alibi. But I hope being graded on a curve. Hello, neighbor. Oh, Vivian, hey. You know what? I got your newsletter about your new book. Congrats.
Oh, what? You saw that? How embarrassing. I mainly mean to send those things to fellow scholars, scribes, colleagues of the written word, if you would. But thank you. Did you like it? Did you read it? Did you buy it?
Not yet. It's about how you don't watch TV, right?
It's about how the advent of television has led to the rapid degeneration of our society's ability to communicate face-to-face as humans, which has led to the rapid decomposition of our society's growth in the modern era. I mean, was that not clear in the newsletter?
How does growth decompose?
How so? So listen, I've got your mail for you.
Again. Thanks.
Marina D. Westerland? What did he stand for?
Oh, it's dumb.
Oh, that's beautiful. Is that your mother's maiden name?
No, actually, it's
Oh my gosh, who's this little fella? What's this cutie's name?
that's Hermes. Huh? Like the designer? Scarves? Hermes? Spelled Hermes. So,
Oh, Hermes, like the Greek god. You mean Hermes, my dear.
well, no, actually, it's Hermes in this case.
Whatever you say, Marina down Westerland.
Can I have my mail?
Of course! Might I use your restroom before I go?
Sure, I'm just gonna turn on the TV. There's a show I'm trying not to miss. Arlington's Answer. It's about these people who are trying to get this millionaire to run their business. But if they win, they only get to keep the money. They get engaged to one of their fellow contestants.
We actually don't even have to get engaged. We just have to propose. Don't even have to say yes. I mean, so I've heard.
Right. Anyways, it's on. So.
Oh, yes, it's 9:01. Probably even missed the recap. Not that sorry. Turn on your show. I don't judge.
Okay, thanks.
TV's back for you, though.
Uh-huh.
Watch your country. Watch your brain. Makes you a nice social. Anyway, free country.
Click.
Tonight on Arlington's Answer, will Michael be invited into the sauna? Will Sheila cut the mustard?
It's pass the mustard or cut the mustard. This host is always pumping colloquialism like that. What an imbecile. Not that sorry, restroom?
It's just down the hall.
Right.
You have all fought for so long to be here. Tonight, one of you will be chosen to win it all.
Whoa, what are you doing?
Sorry, I'm looking for my contact. Coughlin. Pen. Oh, you're missing the show.
Okay, Vivian, it seems like you're trying to watch this show.
Me? Watch TV? I am a professor. I have written books about how I don't watch TV. Especially not Arlington Answer on the CCB at 9 p.m. I am simply looking for my pen name. Me? Watch TV? Ah!
Okay, sorry.
I'm gonna keep looking. Turn on your show.
No offense. They're being really weird.
I'm not the grown woman with a pet snail.
He's a hermit crab. Okay, Vivian, I really just want to watch this and you're being kind of distracting, so can you find your whatever and go to the restroom at your own house next door, literally 6 feet away.
Of course. Let me just shed some light on the situation. Oh, there it is! I'll get out of your hair. Enjoy your trash. I'll leave it there, tea neighbor.
Bye. God, she's such a freak.
What?
What? ugly to the chat. What would my life be like then?
What?
What are you doing? Oh, you can hear me, don't? I am talking loud. What do you think I am saying? Really, Professor, context clues. Vivian, get back in here. Hey, what's cracking? Seriously? Watch your own TV, Vivian. I can't. Why? I don't have one. Get one. I can't. What would people say if they saw me, Professor Vivian Strict, author of Societal Gingivitis, colon, televised decay, getting a TV delivered to her house? I really don't think anyone would care. I don't remember any of this that happened. Huh? It all started with this stupid window. You never used to have a curtain on it. What? And one day, I was walking the expanse of nature. We live in a cul-de-sac. And I saw him, Arlington. Instantly, I got hooked on the drama. Even without notice, I began to do my research. That's when I got your mail for the first time. Oh yeah, that was so weird. You asked me where I went to elementary school. Oh my God, you're the one who hacked into my Pillow account. Security questions were weak. You're the reason why I had to change my password. Make an account of your own. No one would know. I can't. Do you know how many academic rivals are just waiting for me to screw up making a Voodoo account in my own name? Several. That's not my problem. This ends now. No more Voodoo. No more window. No more getting my mail. Oh, Luna. I really don't want to have to do this. Do what? What the? Hey, stop it! This is kidnapping! I need to see the show tonight. It's supposed to be incredible season finale. Vivian, this is insane! So is the way Sheila's been treated this season. Stop!
Hot tomatoes on the quarter menu at Riley's. It's tomatoes, but bad because it's fried.
You guys get this? This is illegal!
Do you want to watch the show or not?
You're pressing the wrong arrow. Here, just let me, I'll tell you the nose. Thanks. Welcome. Untie me? Not now.
Now, Michael, why do you think you deserve to enter the Idea Igloo with your beloved and earn $1 million?
He doesn't!
I believe I deserve to enter the igloo because I have been a good friend of Sheila, and I believe in my skills to get me through the final task.
Can I have some on the whiteboard? Sure. Thanks. Hey, Vivian. I won't tell your secret. Really? Yeah. It's kind of nice to be able to watch this with someone who's a person and not like a fashionable hermit crab.
Yeah, that's understandable. And I'm sorry about all of this. Especially the kidnapping, and mail fraud, and identity theft, and trespassing.
I forgive you. We've all done those things at one time or another.
Yeah, that's true. Thanks for understanding. You're welcome.
The person who will not be joining Sheila in the Synergy Sauna today is Michael.
Yes! Woo!
Sorry.
So you see, I couldn't have committed the murder.
Because you were committing a kidnapping.
And blocking the very show that I have built my entire reputation on criticizing.
Yeah, well, only one of those things is a felony.
Side note, did you see last week Vanessa M called Annabelle a liar?
I know.
I just can't be throwing a liars like that.
Enough! I'm still catching up from last season. We cannot do spoilers!
No, sorry. Please don't tell anyone about this detective. I cannot have reality TV show watcher
and kidnapper amongst my credentials. I'll be ruined.
I think we can find a way to keep this quiet. An extra credit assignment, if you will. Tell us what Arlington was up to leading up to the day of his murder.
I'm afraid I haven't been entirely honest with you, Detective. I wasn't covering this party as a reporter for the Intellectual Review. J. Arlington invited me here himself.
Ooh, if we were on the show, we'd cut a commercial break right now.
Why would he invite you? I mean, you must be ignorant of his side.
I don't know. When he called me, he kept saying really weird things like it would be a crime not to invite you and keep your friends close and your enemies so close they're practically family. He left for a full 3 minutes after that one.
Good one, sir.
I'm ashamed to admit it, but I accepted his invitation. I hoped that when I saw him in person, he would say his catchphrase. That would be so cool.
That would be cool. But things are heating up for my investigation. Thank you.
Thank you, Detective.
Hello, gentlemen. I confess.
Edmund Ridinghorn III, rival eccentric billionaire and nemesis of
Greatest Nemesis!
greatest nemesis of the late J. Leslie Arlington.
Are you reading that off of a piece of paper?
The gentleman requested that I do so, sir.
I wish to have everything in order, detective, for I am here to confess.
Okay.
Okay?
You just seem really eager. I'm just, suspicious.
I am simply a hardened criminal and a murderer, and I have no regrets. That's the whole story.
Yeah, but that makes me feel like there's more to the story.
Well, that's unfortunate because there isn't.
Well, I suppose we should have started with this guy.
What's the fun in that?
Do you not think I'm capable? Not evil enough of a billionaire for you? I took down 3 rainforests to make a golf course.
Mr. Arlington did that once, but there's also a community center for troubled teens in the forest. They tried to raise the money for the dance, but it wasn't quite enough.
Even in death, he has to one-up me every time. I hate him so much.
No! You know what, Mr. Ridinghorn? I actually think you're way smarter than him.
I am. I'm superior in every way.
Arlington had but one fatal flaw. He was a liar. Totally incapable of telling the truth.
Absolutely. Watch this. I can tell you exactly what happened. And look at me now, J. Leslie.
Yeah, you show him.
Let's start from the beginning.
If I must say so, sir, you're looking awfully dapper today.
Well, Nisbet, today's a very important day. Do you know why?
It's the day that you will finally...
It's the day I will finally murder my arch rival.
Oh, yes, very good, sir.
I've wanted to murder J. Leslie Arlington since I first became his rival.
Great, I'm sure you have.
The year was 1963. Arlington and I were school chums at Richmond Prep.
Sir, I couldn't help but notice that.
Don't interrupt me again. It was the night of our winter formal, the rich man's money ball. And Arlington betrayed me. He wore the same suit as I was planning to wear. It was so embarrassing. The magazine Wealthy People did a Who Wore It Better poll, and I lost! Even though I wore it better, I know I wore it better, and you'll pay for this, Arlington!
I'm sure you looked much better in
Your suit, sir.
Of course I did. Our feud has lasted to this very day.
Sir, I couldn't help but notice that the mole on the back of your neck, it seems to be getting bigger.
How can you speak of me I should say, when my arch rival is dead!
Sir, I may just be a butler, but I have feelings too. I'm worried.
Don't interrupt me. Well, I'm on my way.
Just promise me you'll see a doctor.
No time, I'm off to see my arms dealer. The eagle flies at daybreak.
I told you, I am not doing that stupid code.
How can I trust you if you don't say the code? The eagle flies at daybreak.
Eagles are cool. Happy? Now. This is very finicky antique pistol.
Good, because I'm not murdering just anyone. I'm murdering the man who's been my rival for 50-some odd years. I need a statement pistol.
Are you sure? Are you sure you don't want a more practical gun? I have many. It is very easy to sell guns in your country.
No, I want this gun.
Fine. You brought cash?
Here you are.
Holy Easter Orthodox Mary! What is that on your neck?
Nothing. I really wish everyone would stop talking about it. I have my weapon, and I'm ready to kill my rival. Ha ha ha!
What did he do to you anyways?
He wore the same suit as me. But now, I shall murder him, making me the winner of our decades-long duel. I'm the greatest of time. I'm the Burr.
You want to be Burr? That's insane.
Burr won the duel, didn't he? And I believe history will see him as a winner, just as soon as the original musical Burr makes its record. It's for all the people who saw Hamilton and hated it.
That's no luck. Whatever makes you happy, man. That really does not look right. You need to see Dr. Man.
Perhaps tomorrow. Today, I must kill my rival. On to meet my getaway driver. The eagle flies at daybreak.
Eagles are cool. Listen, I'll drop you off at the north entrance and pick you up at the west. But you have to hurry. We only have 10 minutes, so hop in. Oh my god, what's that on your neck?
Will everyone please stop talking about my neck mole?
My cousin's a dermatologist at a clinic, and he said to never let moles like that go unnoticed, especially if they're getting bigger or changing color, sir.
Well, mine isn't changing color.
It's changed color twice since I've been standing
I think that doesn't sound good.
Actually, right now it's a very pretty pale green. I want to paint my bathroom this color. Would you mind if I took a picture?
Are you going to be my getaway driver or not? I have to murder my rival. We haven't much time.
Yeah, but first I'm dropping you by the doctor. I won't charge you. I just want you to get that thing checked out.
Can't it wait until after I killed the man who brought the same Brooks Brothers double-breasted navy suit that I already told him I was wearing?
No!
The man who proceeded to also wear the same red paisley tie as is to spite me.
No!
Never seen anything like this in all my years of doctoring.
Please hurry. I have to get to my rival's home before his evening soiree so I can murder him in cold blood.
Yes. Take a deep breath.
Please stop. I can't see what you're looking at.
Your mole appears to be changing very rapidly. There's a medical term for this kind of mole. It's called very gross.
It's very gross.
I'm afraid I'll need to remove it immediately.
No, but I need to.
Murder your rival in cold blood. Yes, I know, but this is medically necessary. You have a very, very yucky gross mole on your neck. You breathe in and out.
And I am not a doctor, but there seems to be some sort of ooze seeping out of it.
Hey, that's a good diagnosis. Maybe you should be a doctor.
Oh, fine. Just get it over with. Remove it, and I'll be on my way.
Hey, nurse, bring the extra large scalpel and also bring me some saltine crackers. I'm very, very nauseated by the sight. I'm giving you a shot of Novocaine to numb the area. Oh my god, oh my god! Code scary mole! Code scary mole!
That's not code! Better than the eagle finds a daybreak, in my opinion.
Listen, everyone. This mole needs to be removed immediately. But I want you to take a good long look, because you may never see something this disgusting and gross again. Yes, sir?
I know I'm just an intern, but may I add, this is more disgusting than what I've read about in textbooks. And I'd like to thank you because this is why I'm going into medicine, to help people remove things, disgusting things off the body.
That's a little poke here and take a good view.
Can I poke it?
Absolutely. Whatever you like.
This cannot be. Ouch! Watch where you're poking there. This does not seem medically necessary.
It isn't, but it's one of the perks of being a doctor.
That was a lot of ooze. Here, does this smell very, very bad?
Very good. Can you identify the scent?
Donald Trump's breath.
That's right. It was depression.
That's coming from me.
New England Journal No, and we'd like to document it for science. May I take these photos?
Absolutely.
No. Enough already. Please remove this so I can be on my way.
You really shouldn't do any murdering for 48 hours after you get
All right, when J. Leslie Arlington is dead.
Didn't you hear? He died 10 minutes ago.
What? No, impossible. He's throwing a party tonight.
TMZ is reporting it, and they're never wrong.
TMZ. Never heard of it.
They just posted this.
No, no, no! He should have been mine! Mine! Wait, he's wearing the same suit! So, unfortunately, I couldn't have committed the murder, even though I really wanted to.
Because everyone was so fascinated by your mole, you never got there.
I can't believe it. Just like J. Leslie Arlington to stick at me one last time by getting murdered by another nemesis. Why? Why can't I be of justice once?
If it's any consolation, I know Mr. Arlington had some weird moles, but nothing quite like what you're describing.
I guess.
So that's something, right?
I guess. Are you sure we just can't tell everyone that I'm the murderer?
Let the real culprit go free. I'm afraid not. I, Detective Casey Neptune, am here to solve the case.
Come on, I have a briefcase full of money in my car.
I'm Warwick and willing to negotiate.
All we will accept is a briefcase full of truth. Tell me anything strange J. Leslie Arlington did leading up to the day of his death.
You promise you won't tell anybody about the mole situation?
You have my word.
I would give you a briefcase of money if I never had to hear the word mole.
All right, so my favorite person invited me to his family party tonight because wanted to discuss this merger, his family business and mine.
And by family, you mean?
Crime family.
And by business, you mean?
Crimes.
Okay, gotcha.
At first, I assumed he was taunting me because, you know, the whole Nemesis thing. But he wouldn't let me hang up until I agreed to come to the party tonight and talk it over.
You didn't think it was a trap?
Oh, I was hoping it was a trap. Then I had the excuse to duel him. You have to understand, this was very disappointing to me.
Looks like you tried to make a mountain out of a molehill.
It wasn't my favorite of your wordplay, detective.
I'll admit, bit of a reach.
But it won't be long before you reach a conclusion.
Nice. High five for it.
Can I go?
Yeah, go ahead. All right, boy. Gathered all the evidence, heard every alibi. Oh, bring all the suspects to me.
Ooh, this is so exciting.
Detective! Detective!
I'm in here.
Oh.
All right. Now to business. Each and every one of you have been invited to this evening for a birthday, and we're informed that your host, J. Leslie Arlington, had been murdered. Each one of you has refused to provide an alibi until I, Detective Casey Neptune, untangled each of your webs of lies. Because each of your alibis itself, well, is a crime.
Hey, I thought we agreed not to talk about that.
Right. Well, all of you are criminals, in your way.
Come on, you said you'd keep quiet in exchange for our information.
Oh, right. Well, I have to go over everything everyone said in a monologue. It's how I solve cases. It's a very, very important part of my process.
Can we get this over with? I want to go home.
I won't tell anyone your alibi. I won't tell anyone mine.
I don't know about this.
Come on, let's get out of here.
Sorry, I guess I really messed this one up, huh?
Might I venture a suggestion, detective? Everyone raise your hand if you swear the next 10 minutes to secrecy.
Great. All right, let's get cracking and we'll be out of here before long. Okay, this is what I got. Clark Bartlett, elusive groundskeeper, attempted to steal candy from an actual baby.
The baby in question was extremely tricky.
And he didn't want his lack of success to burden his reputation as a professional thief.
Guess I need to think of a new alias.
Davina, sister of the late J. Leslie and grand dame of the theater, spent her day breaking and entering in order to steal her brother's symbolic sled.
I had a very compelling emotional motivation.
I didn't quite like the lighting of the justice system for herself and her daughter, Patricia.
It's pronounced Patricia.
Quinn, niece of Mr. Arlington and accessory to the unfortunate death of a hamster.
Hamster slaughter. I think we said.
Thank you. And feared the judgment of the other parents.
You have not seen how passive-aggressive those people can get.
And, Frank.
Oh,
Tried to settle score with some stolen diamonds.
you know how many of those things this man has? He could sprinkle them on his popcorn.
Well, when his fish smuggling scheme fell against him, he fell for it. Hook, line, and sinker.
Good news is, I got some excellent help for tomorrow.
And Professor Strict, one of Arlington's most harshest critics of his trashy reality TV show, kidnapped her neighbor in order to conceal her secret passion for Arlington's reality TV show.
It was the finale. Everyone was going to be talking about it.
And if any of you spoil it for me, I swear.
I wasn't going to. I am not a monster.
And finally, surprisingly, Edmund Ridinghorn III, would-be murderer and self-proclaimed nemesis.
I can still confess it. You want to keep that option on the table.
Everyone was so fascinated by his mole, he never got there.
I would have done it for the record.
So all that leaves is, I guess, me.
But why?
Well, I mean, it's gotta be me, right?
You mean you don't remember committing the murder?
Well, no, not technically, but there's ways around that. Could I have a Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde alter ego situation? Maybe?
You're just guessing now.
Ooh, evil twin. Do I have an evil twin, or... Warwick,
No.
do you have an evil twin?
No.
There might be one other explanation. I was never dead.
J. Leslie Arlington, happy birthday to me!
But that's impossible.
You told us he was dead when we arrived.
I got a phone call saying, get down here, J. Leslie Arlington's dead in his study.
That was me, during an outside.
You didn't go in there to check?
You didn't take a post on the clues or anything.
First of all, y'all need to understand is that dead bodies are gross. And second, I'm more of a keen insights kind of detective. Let's get together in the drawing room kind of detective.
Exactly the type of detective I needed for my plan. For you see, now that I have gathered all of your alibis, each of your deepest, darkest secrets, you will find it wise to give me what I wanted for my birthday all along.
What's that?
I got you a beautiful sweater.
You will join me in creating a powerful new crime syndicate known as the Arlington Crime Family.
Never.
Or I will release your alibis to the world.
You know, I can solve
But I said, everyone raise your hand if you swear the next 10 minutes to secrecy.
And I did not raise my hand.
All right, that's fair.
But why? Why start a crime family?
Well, it's just no one in my family ever wants to spend time with me.
We all literally just tried to come to your birthday party tonight.
Yeah, and you faked your own death.
Well, what did you want to do? Play board games? I need to spend time together as a family doing crime. I asked each of you if you'd be interested, and none of you were ready yet. When you're as rich as I am, don't wait around.
I like board games.
But what about me? Quite honestly, I'm feeling very left out right now.
Oh, Warwick, you were the key.
I was?
On the contrary, you're so involved in everything going on around me, I just knew I had to tie you in somehow, so I gave you an airtight alibi.
The 2-for-1 karaoke special.
That was me! I had that ticket printed specifically for you.
Really? For me?
Yeah, it's just that you're always recording yourself at that silly little karaoke place, and you show everyone constantly. Your alibi would have the perfect proof, and you'd be the obvious choice to assist a detective and gather all of the suspect's secrets and deliver them to me.
I did.
See, just now! Warren, you're a really important accessory to all of our crimes, and don't you forget it. So if you ever go to the feds, I'm coming for you.
It's an honor, sir. Thank you.
But what about me, Detective Casey Neptune?
Well, I think it's high time my family had some bonding time. So why don't you go up to that hedge mage over there, and we'll count to 10 and give you a sporting head start. Warwick, fetch the bows and arrows.
Wait, what?
You might wish to start running, detective.
Not serious. He always wants to hunt the most dangerous game.
Come on, guys.
See,
This is crime family bonding time. We'll treasure this forever. Or think of it this way! If the detective makes it out, so do all of your secrets!
Yeah, I'm down.
Thank you. One.
Hold on.
2.
Wait a second.
3.
Why are you guys looking at me like that?
4.
It's just like the Clockwork Pelican all over again.
5.
This isn't the last you heard of Detective Casey Neptune.
You better
I was like really cracking up at the way characters said they never have if there was hair in your front, maybe. The hairline was cut off pretty good. It's not just silly. Don't fall. Intense stretching my
The